My name is Kunle, and I used to believe I had life all figured out. I had a beautiful wife, Ogechi, two lovely kids, and a growing company that many envied. To the outside world, I was a successful businessman, a good husband, and a devoted father. But behind that perfect picture, I was building my own destruction, one lie at a time. It all started the day Amara walked into my office. She was young, confident, and full of life. Her smile was warm, her voice calm, and her dedication to work caught everyone's attention, including mine. She was everything a boss could ask for in a secretary: smart, efficient, loyal. But I wanted more. It began innocently: late-night work sessions, coffee breaks that lasted longer than they should, conversations that drifted from business to personal matters. I told myself it was harmless. After all, I was just being friendly, but deep down I knew I was crossing lines I shouldn't. Amara admired me. She looked up to me like a mentor, and I, in my arrogance, took advantage of that admiration. I started buying her gifts, small ones at first: perfumes, handbags, and lunch dates. She tried to refuse, but I always insisted, saying, "You deserve it for your hard work." Soon, our closeness became office gossip. My staff whispered behind my back, but I ignored them. I felt untouchable. I thought I was too smart to ever get caught. One Thursday evening, it happened. We stayed late, working on a big contract. The tension between us was heavy. I could feel it, that pull, that forbidden attraction. I told myself it was just a mistake, something that would happen once and never again. But it didn't stop there. Weeks turned into months. Amara became more than my secretary. She became my secret, my addiction, my escape. I started coming home late, smelling of her perfume, giving Ogechi excuses that barely made sense. But my wife wasn't foolish. She noticed the distance, the coldness, the way I guarded my phone like a newborn child. Still, she said nothing. She watched me quietly, like a lioness studying her prey. Then came the day I'll never forget. It was a Friday. I remember because I felt light. The contract we'd been chasing had just been approved. I asked Amara to stay after work so we could celebrate. We laughed, poured drinks, and locked the door, thinking we were safe. But fate was watching. The door creaked open suddenly, and standing there was Ogechi. She held a lunch basket in her hand and my phone in the other. My heart stopped. Amara froze. Ogechi looked at both of us for a few seconds. No tears, no shouting, just that silent look, the kind that pierces the soul. Then she dropped the food on the floor, turned around, and walked out. That silence. It was the loudest thing I've ever heard. The following days were unbearable. Ogechi moved out with the kids. She didn't block me, but she never answered my calls. I tried to explain, to apologize, but her only message read, "Greater than you've taught me how betrayal feels, Kunle. I'll return the lesson." At first, I thought she was bluffing, but 3 months later, I found out what she meant. I was having dinner with a business partner when I saw her, Ogechi sitting at another table, with my greatest rival, Chuka, the same man I had publicly embarrassed years ago during a contract bid. They were laughing, holding hands. That night, my food lost its taste. My confidence melted. I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her smile, not the broken, hurt smile I left her with, but a peaceful one. And that was when I realized she had moved on, not out of love for Chuka, but out of pain from me. She was healing in the arms of the man I despised most. Amara eventually quit the company. Rumors spread, and my reputation crumbled. Clients pulled away, employees lost respect, and my business started to decline. Now I sit alone in that same office, the one that once held laughter, power, and pride. The desk still smells faintly of her perfume. My wife has rebuilt her life, my children barely speak to me, and I'm left with nothing but memories of what I destroyed. Sometimes I replay that moment in my head, the look on Ogechi's face, the silence that followed, and the emptiness that swallowed me whole. I thought I was in control, but in truth, I was never the master. I was the slave, to lust, to pride, to my own foolishness. My name is Kunle, And this is how my secretary became my downfall, and my wife taught me the true meaning of revenge.